I originally had the outdoor group come and look at a project outside because I worried that I was going to have some water problems, and got an estimate from them and spoke with the man who did that and realized how dedicated and how professional he was in choosing how to solve my outdoor problem. He knew what he was talking about, he believed in it, he explained it to me well. I then had a problem inside before that outside project got started, and called him, and he referred me to the group that specializes on indoor projects. They came right out and evaluated the problem and knew exactly what to do to fix it. Explained it to me, told what materials would be used, and were able to start it in a very timely fashion because I had water coming through my basement.
Okay, so Janet, after having these projects done, how do you feel that the value was from the investment you made to have these projects done?
Well, for the indoor project, I felt unable to evaluate what they were doing, but I could see how they were doing it and the dedication which they did it. They did it quickly, they did it in a timely fashion. Workers knew exactly what they were doing and why. They were neat, they cleaned up. It's a dusty thing to do, and they did everything to protect my belongings from the dust. I think it was, I have to believe it was well worth it, and that the water that was running across my basement floor stopped the minute that they did the project. I will be glad when I get my basement redone, but this project I think was well worth the money, and I really feel like I had no choice but to do it, and that this was the right way to do it.
And how about on the outside project?
The outside has just been finished just less than a week ago, and it looks beautiful. It actually looks, I have a big patio back there, and this French drain goes along the patio, and I believe truly that my yard looks better now than it did before it had it. I feel comfortable that it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's not something where I can get down and evaluate that, but we had some rain after that, and I still don't have water in my basement. That's a good thing. So between the two, I think that to do it right, I needed to do both projects. So I got to experience this company working both inside and outside, and I have to say I could not be more impressed with professionalism, the speed at which they did it, and the detail work that went into it. No stone was left unturned, and I couldn't have been happier with the way they handled themselves and the project that they did.
Okay, and what would you tell others who are researching stormwater companies?
I would suggest that when you have estimates made, and you need to have more than one, that you spend enough time with the person doing the estimating to find out why they chose how they were going to do it. What is the difference between the estimates? Does the person doing it really understand the project? Does he seem to understand what materials, why he's choosing those materials, the measurements on it, and that this company made a French drain that was twice the depth and twice the width of any other company. They told me what materials they were using, and although sometimes I'm not able to evaluate that, they had reasons why they chose those projects, those materials. Also, their professionalism and their knowledge was really impressive. Again, way over my head in some ways as far as what I would have normally known, but they could explain it to me, and I felt very, very comfortable in choosing them. I have told people that I don't know how I did it, but I somehow ended up with the best company I could have ever chosen.